this MIT article.
Trapped, not even in your own body, someone else.
Oh, yeah. So this part right here, read that real quick.
As shocking as the video is, BrainBridge is in some ways overly conventional in its thinking. If you want to keep your brain going, why must it be on a human body? You might instead keep the head alive on a heart-lung machine with an Elon Musk neural implant to let it surf the internet for as long as it lives.
So this is an MIT article saying that why connect it to another body? Why not just take your brain, connect it to a heart and lungs, and you're just sitting there in a pile of goo and connected to Neuralink.
Why
and
not just hook that brain directly up to Instagram and just let it live out its days?
That's what I'm saying. But like, all I'm saying is, look,
that's what
Matrix, the Matrix.
No,
that's what that is.
It is. But like, so what's interesting is
that what the future would be? Like if MIT is, presenting that as an option, it's better off to just not be in a body and be in a, like some weird.
I think that's way better.
What? Excuse me?
Yeah. So
why? Okay, elaborate on that.
So that paragraph stood out to both of us, and I think it stood out in different ways.
Yes.
So you read that and you're like, "That's horrible." I read that and I thought to myself, "That's how I imagine you, by the way, as you read this by yourself. That's horrible."
That's how I talk.
I read that and I'm like, compared to the alternative. Because we can't do head transplants. Mm-hmm. So, and honestly, those of us with functional bodies waste them for hours a day, sometimes the majority of days, some people, with our face glued to a device, either in Fantasyland watching a movie or a TV show, surfing social media, consuming content from YouTube or something else, not bettering our lives, in fact putting off our real lives and living in this matrix. And so we're already doing it. In fact, we want to do it. Our brains want to do it, like that. We're pursuing that.
So you're just saying you're going to give in?
No, I'm not saying
why
that.
Does that sound appealing?
What I'm saying is, if suddenly I lost the use of my body, I watched an interview with the recipient of Elon Musk's Neuralink. I forget his name.
Which I have that in here.
Do you? Okay. He talks about what a life changer it was for him, because he's still paralyzed from the neck down. It's been a life changer to have Neuralink, to where he can actually interact with a device. He can with his brainwaves use a computer like you're doing now. He can pull up Spotify and listen to music. He can watch content on YouTube. That was never throughout modern history. We've never been able to have someone self-sufficiently plug into. We've never had the Matrix like we do now, and we've never had anybody with the ability to interface with it. And Neuralink is providing that. And I think that, again, the idea that if I was conscious and I couldn't use the rest of my body, I would be desperate for the ability to surf the web and engage with things and basically be plugged into the Matrix and
here's the guy.
And the way virtual reality is going, this is the interview I watched. The way virtual reality is going, and generative, video and all these things, I think.
So you're talking about a true Matrix, in a sense.
I think we're a lot closer to having somebody. So I guess what I'm getting at is, I support what the MIT article is saying, which is cutting off someone's head and putting it on a fresh body. We'll talk about some of the dilemmas and problems with that, but it overcomplicates, I think, the solution to the problem, which is because until one day when that actually is feasible, which I really don't know that it ever will be. I think instead, if your two options are to have someone, be a quadriplegic and totally dependent on somebody else for everything, including their entertainment and their engagement and their mental health, then I would rather them be plugged into the Matrix. And I think they would rather be plugged in. I would rather be plugged in.
I'd rather a clone of my body get his head cut off, my brain put in that thing.
But but it's not that thing. That's you then. You. That's you 2.0.
So there's a movie about that, right? Where it's these people think.
I think it is.
Yeah,
I think there's a movie.
With Jude Law or something, or one of the guys, where it's they think they don't realize that they're actually just clones for rich people. And whenever they need a lung, they take it out.
So that's Are we going to talk about that? I don't want to jump ahead. Was there something else? Because I want to get into like the moral dilemmas. Let's just imagine that we could do this. I think.
Right. Well,
to me,
first off, you're wrong. First off, I want to say, I just want to.
Do you have a rebuttal to the
yes.
being plugged into the Matrix?
Can you imagine? That would break my brain. Literally, it would break my brain to think that my brain, the essence of me, is sitting in some weird, like primordial ooze where I'm vulnerable to, a spider or just someone dropping me, and then that's it of my existence. I would want to have some.
You're vulnerable. My friend,
I know I'm vulnerable.
You're vulnerable that way as it is. You could get bit by a spider right now.
Right. But
you could fall and hit your head.
I can also smack the shit out of that thing. I can kill it. I can run. But what I'm saying is like, who's also to say that that's not what's happening right now?
I know, right?
Like for real.
What if we are already there?
Because like there's people that are. I just listened to a podcast the other day.
We go down that rabbit hole.
I know.
You always love one way or another working the conversation into simulation.
Sometimes I struggle with it. Is this just a game? Like sometimes whenever a deja vu happens, I promise you, my friend, I'm like the Matrix is real.
Well, that's what they talk about that.
Oh
in the Matrix.
yeah.
It's a glitch.
But anywho, you're wrong. Hey, thanks for watching this clip. If you want to see the full podcast, be sure to click on the link in the description. And if you feel like it, hit subscribe.